Welcome back, everybody, once again to Kureon. I have a very squeaky chair this week. I am, of course, your Dungeon Master, Stuart. I'm joined, as usual, by the rest of my cast who don't have squeaky chairs or as squeaky chairs as me, and this is going to drive me insane all night. So I look forward to sharing that with you all. But before we get started, just a reminder, there will be 2 one-shots coming up. There may be a one-shot next week as well, depending on the status of one of our players. But we obviously will let you know in advance. People watching our Twitter feeds until then. As for the rest of the announcements, we'll leave them to the end. For now, though, let's do a quick recap of what happened last week. The session last week began in the aftermath of the fortune telling from the week before. As a creature rumbled through the forest towards them all, they found themselves confronted with a many-headed beast who, whenever they sliced a single head off or seemingly did any form of real damage to this creature, 2 heads grew in its place, and this single creature alone almost felled multiple members of the party. But eventually they triumphed. After taking a rest, they made their way once again on the road to Dalneln. It wasn't that far from Dalneln, however, before they met another interesting problem. Being ambushed on the road by a group of cultists, it seems, intent on seemingly kidnapping or killing the party. They were quickly dealt with, but not before, for the first time, Gun fell to the ground. But nevertheless, they were triumphant and made their way into Dalneln, where they rented some rooms in the Sleeping King, an inn in Midreach Square. And just as they'd sat down with their drinks for the day, that's where we ended last session. At the beginning of this session, we start once again in that inn. Your drinks have just arrived. You hear the clink of ice cubes in your glass tilly as your water is handed to you. All around you, there's an air of calm throughout. Various patrons go about their different businesses as they speak to one another in various different tones and various different conversations. It's quite full in here. Waiters buzz between each of the tables, handing out drinks and small snacks. And in the corner, you hear a small band, 3 people playing. A flute, a lute, and a small drum pound out a beat to do nothing more than to sort of light the mood, as it were. There's no essence of needing to actually listen to it. It's the elevator music of taverns. So, you sit here now in the city that some of you were from. What would you like to do with your time here?
Well, she'd probably find some trouble to mess with.
Yeah. How long are we planning on staying here?
I don't know if there's a plan exactly.
It's a really boring place.
I mean, it depends on where you go, I suppose.
I mean, I think a big place like this, there's at least some work to be found first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What's up?
I didn't think I would come back to this place so soon.
Wait, do we know Namari is from here?
Do you?
I don't think she's ever said, has she?
I don't think any of us have. Well, some of us
I
have.
don't think any of us have ever said where we're from, have we?
We've been kind of busy in like a swamp for a long time, a mountain for a while before. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's been pretty full on.
Kept busy.
Little bit.
So coming back, eh, Namari?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from here then?
It'll be fine.
We didn't say it wouldn't be.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it not be fine?
Well, you know.
We don't.
No. Yeah, you do.
Oh, the...
Yes, that.
Gotcha. Oh, that's
It'll
here.
be fine. It's not like I have a price on my head. It'll be fine. Just getting over myself.
Are you
Still sort of
sure you
squash-
don't have a price
Washing the
on
big
your...
hair. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like something someone without a price in their head would say.
Yeah,
really. That's where I immediately went.
No. You never know with these people, but they're everywhere. I was fine in the other big cities. It'll be fine here. Just memories I could do without.
I get that.
It's just one more thing to keep our eyes open for, I guess.
As you're all talking, Tristan, you notice a figure walk into the tavern. You immediately notice them because they're dressed very similarly to you. However, they're wearing all black. You see there's the half cape over one arm, the large hat, similar to yours, but much wider brimmed, and with the tall, like it's a very like peacock or ostrich feather sticking out, but completely stained black. They're holding in one hand what appears to be a violin case, holding it by their side, and their other hand is currently resting on the table, though you see it's not far from a rapier that's placed at their side. And they're currently having a conversation with the innkeep, which ordinarily you won't be able to hear over the clamor. However, you can read lips. And you see that they're talking about the performance tonight. She refers to him as the Bard in Black. Some money is exchanged hands. She giving him what appears to be quite a serious sum of money. He bows his head thankfully, smiles, makes his way upstairs.
Have I ever heard of an individual called the Bard in Black?
Make a history check.
History. 16.
You've heard tales of various different bards throughout the years. Perhaps one of them even was the one to inspire you. But you've not heard of this one specifically. You've heard of another name. You've heard of the Bard in Green, but not the Bard in Black.
And did you say they went off upstairs?
They've gone upstairs to where the rooms are, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll excuse myself from the table and head up to the bar to the person that they spoke to.
Okay. That's the innkeep who you met on the way in here.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
What was her name again? It was Elstrid.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. Elstrid, excuse me. Sorry to bother you. That gentleman that just walked in.
Yes.
I can't help but get the feeling that I may be in the similar line of work. Yeah, I can't say I recognise them.
They are quite a storied bard. Or so I'm told. This is the first time they're actually performing here.
Oh, so they're performing here tonight?
Yes, tonight. Actually, in about an hour and a half.
Oh, I guess I'll be looking out for that then.
Yes, it's said to be quite the performance he brings. Really known for his audience participation, apparently.
I see.
Yes.
Interesting concept. Thank you very much. What was their name?
I don't know their name. I only know them by their nom de plume. The Bard in Black.
I respect that. Thank you for your time. I'll head back to the table. Guys, if we stay around for about another hour and a half, we might see a pretty decent show. Or not, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah.
Would I have ever heard of that particular performer in the place I used to work at, or is that more high end?
By the way that they're dressed and the lack of numerous weapons on them, probably not the sort of place that you'd usually go to. They look more high class.
Wow.
That just no. Yeah. Yeah.
Namari apparently was a cheap bird back in the day.
Ooh.
That just made it sound so wrong. Thank
Down
you.
in the dive bars of Dalneln.
I
That's
don't
where
make the
Namari
character.
was.
Hey.
Don't point the finger at me. I'm not the author of this story.
A little. Come up with a name.
I gave you more than one name. You picked.
True.
Anyway. So, what would you like to do now?
I'm down for some beers and a show.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Okay.
Have a day where we just fucking relax before we get into trouble again.
Yeah, I want to get something to eat as well. Like, we've been on the road for a while, eating rations, I assume.
Yeah.
I would have cooked up some stuff along the way, like from whatever we could find. I would have cooked something decent.
But
Well,
still,
maybe that's
like
not
big
my standard of decent, so...
Pub grub. Pub grub.
carvery. Let's go get a carvery. Is there a Toby carvery in Dalneln?
What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, marvelous. Okay. So you want to find some food. Do you want to get some food here? Or are you looking for something more cavalry-esque?
What's the D&D equivalent of a kebab?
A kebab?
No, but like, you know, a kebab. We're talking
kebab?
4 o'clock in Leeds city centre kebab.
A kebab?
A magic kebab.
Yeah, the garlic sauce is blue. Ooh.
I think I've had that before.
I've seen that before.
I don't know, I just want something terrible for me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm good just wasting the time in the tavern until the show kicks off, so.
All right.
Personally, I'm okay just eating here.
So who's going in search of food?
I'll go hunting, because I don't drink, so...
Also, what time of day is it? Just
It's
to
sort
remind
of
us.
because it was the morning when you had when you attacked the bandits. By the time you got here, it's sort of later into the afternoon, sort of 3 or 4 o'clock-ish.
Oh, it's not as late as I thought.
Well, at this point now, you're like 4-ish, so yeah. All right. So is it just Tilly and Gunn then going in search of terrible food?
I mean, ideally, the food we find is really good.
You know what I mean, though, by terrible food. Not necessarily bad, just bad for you. Instantaneously bad for you.
Like being able to get a 21-inch pizza for £6, you know, that kind of quality.
That's cool.
Like-
Tilly's got a lot of health.
You know, like the question of, is this grease or is this cheese? Yeah. Or what kind of meat is this?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, or is this meat and
That's a
not
bad
just
question.
rubber?
Yeah. So as you exit the
Oh,
tavern,
wait, isn't it? Do you need help? Do I need to send care packages?
no, it's
Those
fine.
nutritious things. Like, have you ever heard of a vegetable?
Yes, but I did live in Millsborough for 5 years.
I'm going to say, are they the things that my food eats?
So, as Tilly and Gunn make their way outside, you're immediately assaulted by this sort of end of day market here in Midreach Square, being the central market of the town. And you see that the stores have slowly transitioned from the sorts that would sell groceries and such to selling more luxury items. You see carpet salesmen, you see people selling silverwares, goblets, candlesticks and such. You see plenty of street food vendors of all various forms. You see pots full of simmering brown liquid that are being spooned over what appear to be fries or chips. You see big, huge chunks of cheese that are being carved down onto flat grills that are melted over whatever they may have at hand. You see entertainers. One such entertainer you see is a very elderly gentleman, very, very old, with a very long beard, dressed in sort of deep scarlet robes, who is currently entertaining a group of children. And you see that some of the parents are stood behind the children as they sit on the floor or around them, and you see fireworks, you see illusionary heroes a couple of inches tall fighting illusionary dragons that explode into sparks and fire, and all the children go, ooh, ah, sort of like a very mini Gandalf going on here as all of these little fireworks and everything go off. And he's just there, and you see there are performers doing dances somewhere else. You see musicians. It's like this very large cacophony of all different people out here right now.
I make sure my coin purse is where I can see it, because I know what places like this are like.
A wise decision.
I will go and I will get some D&D poutine and some D&D raclette, and then I'm going to go watch the old man.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I want some meat. I want some big old good meat.
Okay. What kind of meat? What color meat? That's about as much information as you're going to get.
I'll go red.
Okay. So you eventually settle on a place where they are cooking what appear to be ribs. And they are these big ribs, and they're covered in this sort of deep reddish sauce that smells tangy and sour at the same time. You can smell just that slight hint of spicy sweetness on the edge of it. And you pay just an amazingly small amount of money and are presented with easily enough to fill your belly. This huge rack of ribs in front of you. It's served on what is essentially a piece of cloth. And you're given a smaller piece of cloth to wipe away the excess with. For you, Gun, you're given a big wooden bowl, which has property of the stand on, and you're expected to give it back, of just these thick cut, almost half a potato each chips covered in this deep wine gravy and covered in cheese as well. And as you dine on this food, I would like you both to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh boy.
Because this is street food you're eating here.
And I mean, isn't this amazing description tainted because Stu fucking compares wounds to food constantly?
It's like ritzy luxury speaking,
Hey,
right?
hey, that was a natural one, so 7.
That was 8, so 10.
Okay. Tilly tastes really, really good. Very rich. You managed to finish quite a few of them, but...
Nice.
Gun, you get about 4 mouthfuls in before you realize that this cheese is probably a little bit past curdled. A lot of bit past curdled, actually. And as you bite into it, you're met with that very, very noticeable taste of rotten cheese. And you've already taken a few bites before you realize it, and your stomach is beginning to not feel good. It's going to be an unpleasant night for Gunhill and Firebraid.
Oh, fuck my life. This is what happens. I get knocked out in a fight and then I try and eat food and it's just ruined for me. What's the point? What is the point?
What's the point in living anymore?
What is the point? I lost my axe. I got knocked out and now my fucking chips are rotten.
You see as some of the parents you're stood next to go and pick up their kids and move them to the other side of where you're stood.
I'm having a mini meltdown.
You're making a scene, Gun. Stop it.
You watch now as this figure performing this small magical show sort of stops for a moment. You see his hands still work as he looks up, just gives you a sweet old man smile. Goes back down to working. You see as he begins orating again, telling the story of this hero. He's got this very old man voice as he tells of the hero as he slays the dragon.
I'm just gonna go and like plop down gently.
And after some time, he winds up, finishes performance. And all of the children are gently escorted away, some of them giving a few coppers and silvers to the old man, who sits down on a nearby crate, pulls out a long pipe, lights it, just starts relaxing.
I'll go to him and say, that's a pretty neat trick.
Oh, there's just some basic minor illusions and a little bit of prestidigitation.
Those are words.
Yes, they are. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was an upside to an otherwise shitty day.
Well, I hope you have some less shitty days coming.
I just pat my stomach. I'm like, I don't think so, but...
I really did not need to know that.
Sorry, bit of an oversharer. Happens. So, you seem like a man with your finger on the pulse of Dalneln.
Actually, I'm just visiting.
Oh.
Just passing through, scouting out.
All right, yeah. Where are you from?
Oh, here and there. I haven't very much settled on a place yet. That's why I'm scouting it out. Looking for a place to settle down. Sort of hang my hats.
Nice.
What about you?
Pretty much the same. Bit of a wanderer.
I hope you find somewhere nice to bed down sometime too.
Yeah.
Don't wait till you're my age, though. It gets very hard to bend down at my age.
How old are you?
Bend down. Oh, I lost track quite a few years ago.
I'm then just mentally going, but his age in my years is like nothing. So...
So,
hi Tilly. How long have you been here? Jesus.
I came out with you, Gun.
Sorry, I'm a bit distracted.
You look pale.
Oh, I feel pale. So, how long have you been in Dalneln?
Oh, I arrived this morning.
Notice anything funny on your way in?
I saw a funny-looking man, a big red nose. I think he had a cold. Some funny-looking guards, some rabble, Nothing else, no.
Oh. So, not spotted anything suspicious? Anything that would warrant an axe in the face?
That poutine you're eating.
Oh, I already know about that. I already know. Well, this has been a thrilling conversation and I won't bother you any longer.
It's been nice to meet you.
Bye then.
Serve well.
I'm just gonna really awkwardly, just...
Yeah. I've just kind of been stood to the side waiting for us to leave.
That guy was fucking shit. I was like, oh, this guy might know what's happening in the town, might know if there's any sort of cool things happening, but nope, there's a weird old guy. And now I really need to find a bathroom.
You know what performers are like. They're always moving from place to place.
Yeah, can't be trusted either. One in particular I can think of.
No responsibility.
Wouldn't trust him as... Actually...
You could throw Tristan really far.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to say I couldn't trust him as far as I could throw him, but I could probably throw him pretty far. He's only little. Yeah. Should we go back to the...
Yeah, we should see that performance he was
Yeah.
going on about.
Well, this was...
taller than you.
It's relative.
Well, this was a fun day out. Let's do it again.
Hey, my ribs were fine.
As you make your way back to the tavern, you see now, the rest of you will see this, have seen this a little earlier as well, as the bard in black has come back down from his room, clutching the violin, which is this beautiful carved violin of this deep, almost black wood, with this very heavy grain in it. And it's carved all over in sort of Nordic-esque carvings throughout the entirety of the body of this violin. And this, the bow, the strands of the bow are not the usual horsehair, because they are a faint color of blue. And you see now he's getting everything ready. He's tuning the violin, making sure it's all right in order after traveling.
I've just been watching him like a hawk.
Yeah.
Just very interested in what's going on.
Didn't tell us you had a goth cousin, Tristan.
I mean, if I did, I didn't know.
My name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Immorality.
Just needs more purple, it'll be fine.
So, eventually, the bard seems to stop, and it's at this point, ready themselves for performance. At this point, you see Tilly and Gunn saunter up to the table once more. Gunn is looking pale. Very pale. The sort of ruddy redness of Gunn's cheeks seems to have disappeared.
Did you
Face
find?
before.
Yeah. Did you find some food?
I don't want to talk about it.
No, not here on the table, Gun. Bathrooms, just
Don't mention
back
the
left.
F word. Let's just not talk to me today. I've had a very bad day and it's getting worse.
It's always better to go for that sort of stuff after market day. Fresh produce.
If I puke, if I'm compelled to puke, I'm going to puke on Tristan. Just so you know, I'm giving you advance warning, Tristan. I'm going to puke on you.
Can you press it? Did you say something
stuck
in midair?
away from Tristan a little.
Yeah. As at this point you hear as you hear the back of a bow being knocked against a violin, you hear a good evening, everyone. And welcome to tonight's performance. I will be your host for the evening. I am the Bard in Black. And before I begin, I must ask, as is customary, is there a challenge among you?
I throw my elbow as hard as I can into Tristan's ribs. I am trying to make him go, eh.
The worst thing was, she's probably on the side of me when I'm starting to raise the arm, so it's straight to the ribs.
You see her, ugh. The bow is pointed towards you, Tristan.
I tried to catch my breath because I'm probably winded.
And you see this is sort of very faint in the very edges of the bard's sort of emotion currently. You just see this slight hint of just frustration, the fact that someone has actually challenged him. Come, take to the stage with me. Challenge me.
Okay, then. I'll straighten up. I do leave my hat on the table because we're inside. And Yeah, I'll prepare my violin and stand up next to them.
Okay. Are you aware of the Bard's challenge?
I am not. I am self-taught and therefore have yet to learn the ropes.
We shall weave a song from creation, which will allow our music to affect us the way that a blade would affect a great beast. And with the beauty of our performance, we shall find who is the strongest between us. Now, and you see, as he goes to speak, the rest of you just hear this beautiful, harmonious melody, this soft canter that just echoes throughout the tavern, that comes from the lips of this bard. To you, Tristan, you hear the verbal form of sheet music, and it implants itself in your head. And you know exactly what to play.
I'm gonna put my fingers in my ears because I'm a paranoid little shit.
You put your fingers in your ears, and the sound does not dampen at all.
No.
Shall we begin, Challenger?
We shall.
And he puts his head on the bow, and he just raises, ready to perform, waiting for you to meet.
Yeah, I'm trying to match them as perfectly as possible.
And I would like you to roll a performance check.
Performance. Okay, that's gonna be a 27. I could have only done one better.
21 here. So, as he begins to play, you begin to play the same, and this melody not so much echoes out, but washes over like a tide, trickling around the feet of the entirety of this bar. And as it does so, the sound seems to turn into this slight blue mist which wafts up between all of the seats, and immediately it snuffs out all of the candles, replacing it with this slight ambient light. Around both of you now, the stage seems to twist and contort as the wood rearranges itself, expanding larger and larger as the interior of this tavern seems to slide outwards until the stage you were on, as opposed to being a small corner stage, is now a great round disc, the edge of which is a single rune on each individual corner. And in the center, both of you stand there now playing the same tune one another. And you stop. And you know, bless you, that the challenge has begun. As you roll the higher performance check, you go first. How this functions is, you can attack, you can cast spells. Your spells function as normal, but your attacks aren't with your weapon, they are with your music. And instead of rolling dexterity or strength, you roll as if you are rolling a performance check. Because you won the performance roll, you have a D8 as your damage dice for your music. You can try and crescendo to increase your damage dice if you wish.
Well, we need to build it first before we can do that.
Pianissimo in order to heal yourself as well for a D4.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to go for an attack. So it's performance check.
Yes. You can earn bonuses for the way that you describe things as well.
Okay. So that's going to be not as good, a 19 on performance.
Okay. Don't know why I'm rolling here. So, as you begin to play, you see that your music comes out beautifully, and it seems to capture the hearts of part of the crowd. And as you do, you see the bard seems to jolt so much at this and begins playing in return towards you. And does not succeed with an 11. And as he does, you hear slightly discordant for a moment as it twitches the edge of it. You hear a ding. And the bard looks down in frustration. Some of the audience just seems to not be so much enthralled by this. Is there anything anyone else would like to do while this is going on?
Seems kind of rude to interrupt.
Yeah.
From
But I like purposely, when the other bard is playing, I'm like looking off and not looking interested. When Tristan's playing, I'm like,
Which is probably more off-putting to me than anything else.
It's wide-eyed gun, just like...
So when do I roll the d8?
Roll it now.
Right. It's a 4 on the dice.
Okay.
Am I adding anything else to it, or is it literally just the dice?
Just the dice.
Okay.
Basically, it's like a number of crowd.
Right. Okay. And yeah, so what I'd like to do is sort of to throw it back, because we've only just begun, and he's kind of had a little bum note. What I'd like to do is because I'm a bard, I'm hoping that you'll allow me to do this, try and create a shepherd tone, which is 3 tones all progressively building at the same time, from low frequency, mid to high frequency.
Okay.
And you can only hear 2 at a time.
Okay.
And they never actually rise in the level. It just makes you think that it's permanently building and building and building, because when you cease to hear one, the next one takes it over. And it
Okay.
takes over.
Because of that, roll an additional 2d4 for the 2 extra turns.
A 3 and a 4.
Okay. So as you play and you expertly weave these 3 different tones between each other, you see the bard sort of circles around you, bow to the side, and as he does, he brings it up once again and begins playing incredibly quickly, plucking the strings as he does. Will actually match your bardic AC this time. And as you see now, that gets faster and faster and faster, and you can hear the speed. This is not human speed at which the tone is being played here, and as it gets higher and higher and higher and faster and faster and faster, the bard seems to move closer and closer and closer towards you, and as he finishes the final note, you see a good portion of the crowd is instantaneously just like, oh, yes, what's going on here? And that is 5 he rolled there. And your next roll, because of Gun's encouragement, is with disadvantage.
I appreciate that. So what, I took 5 damage on that?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So don't worry, I'm writing these down.
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, with this round, I'd like to actually cast Fairy Fire around us as we're playing, just to sort of add a bit more atmosphere to the room. And it's going to be a slightly deeper purple than what I'm used to sort of go along with their black that they're wearing as well, just to sort of...
Yeah.
So it works as an ensemble, not just for me.
And fails the dexterity saving throw on that. So as this appears into the air all around you, you see the bard looks around. There's this slight moment of wonder in his eyes, and as he brings down to retort, he too casts a spell, bringing the bow across in one sharp motion. You see, as all around you now, trees begin to form and shape themselves, and suddenly you are playing amidst a beautiful forest grove, standing stones around you, trees all above you, birds chirp in time with the music as you hear now a drum sounds off in the distance. You hear a flute softly play, and you now suddenly have accompaniments. And he takes his second go. And once again, you see the pressure is getting to him, and he catches the bow slightly, knocking it off his pinky finger, and just, it's your go.
Okay. I'd like to sort of use this time to move around the stage. And is this after he's just cast that spell to make the trees?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to sort of use that moment to circle past him. So sort of turn my back around and then emerge on the other side. But I've disguised self as him, but a slightly more laid back version. So like the hat's not on, like it's more open chest. It's a more relaxed version of himself. And the same piece that we've been playing, I'd like to sort of make it a bit more jazzy.
Okay.
Sort of change the genre slightly, but keep it with the same actual music that we're using, but just the way that I'm playing it.
All right, go for it.
It's going to be a 22.
Okay, that will work. And as you have changed genres, you're going up to a D10 on your dice now.
Where's my D10s? There's a D10. That took me far longer than it should have been. So am I allowed to do that now? Or
Yeah.
it's going to be a 6 for damage.
Okay, so as you play this, the bard looks back at you and noticing as you change the genre, he places the back wooden part of the bow on the violin and just stops. And around you, everything, the backing music and everything stops. And he begins to play a dirge, low and long. You hear as it returns back to you, and as it echoes throughout the hall, this single violin, you see as the bard's form begins to shift and change, growing taller and taller as a black robe falls across, the bow replaced with what looks to be a bone, the violin of bone. As he goes back and forwards now, you see as the smoke turns from blue to black as it shifts out. And this figure, this great reaper-like figure circles you once more. He hits you and for 7. Ooh. So you've taken 12 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And as you continues to play this dirge, how do you answer?
Ooh, that would be really cheeky. Oh, that would be really cheeky. I'm going to cast Deafness on him.
Okay. What type of saving throw is that?
It's a con to meet a 16.
Oh, it's a con. That's a 2.
So the bard is now deaf.
And as this happens, you hear it slips completely. You hear bling, and the illusion drops. And the bard just looks around. One hand comes up to the ear. How do you want to do this?
Because he went with a dirge, so I'm going to go with a lament.
Okay.
And slowly release the spell on him as the lament is playing. So it's sort of a bittersweet moment where he's very aware that this is now over. And I'm just sort of playing him back into the room, letting him come back.
I would like the rest of the party to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Surely that can't be right. I've rolled in the double digits.
Well, I did not.
It's
I did not. 3.
a 14.
What did you get, Ronan?
Natural 20 plus the 24.
Okay.
No.
So as this lament comes in now, you see as the music takes on a life of its own, and in front of you, you see no longer Tristan. You see no longer the bard. You see a group of ghostly figures, and they stand around a sarcophagus, a great stone area. And as they look into it, this lament plays over the top, and you see emerging from the corner of this room that has appeared now, you see Tristan, head low, playing out this lament. As the figures, one by one, turn and leave from this sarcophagus, their ghostly forms evaporating into mist as they walk through the audience. Each of you but Ronan is immediately filled with this sense of sadness. This supernatural force has overtaken you as the music just worms its way into you, and you are feeling completely entrapped by it. As the entire illusion around you fades, and you see now the Bard in Black on his knees, looking up at Tristan, whose bow graces the violin one last time. And the rest of the crowd erupts into cheers, and everyone gets on their feet, a standing ovation. You hear whistles, you hear clapping, as the Bard looks up to you, Tristan. Well played. And takes off his cloak. And you see now, underneath the cloak, is a great tattoo, this spiraling scroll-like substance that makes its way down the arm, filled with music. And he reaches out with that arm towards you to take your hand.
I take it, and as I take it, I drop my disguised self, so I do look like myself again.
And as this happens, you see the scroll begins taking its way from the Bard's arm and up into your arm. Your mantle turns black. The feather in your hat, you see it over on the table now, turns black. You are now the Bard in Black. And as the tattoo worms its way up your arm, you feel a slight tingling in yours. And as you pull your sleeve up slightly, you see now the tattoo graces your arm.
Okay. What does that entail?
You will learn in time.
Because I really like purple.
Then find the Bard in purple and take their mantle.
I see.
Others will come for you. The other bards of colors, challengers, devils, demons, and angels will come to hear your song and to take it from you, as you have taken mine. Know this, winning a challenge means more, but losing means you are a bard no longer. You must begin each of your performances by asking if there is a challenge. And you are, by the world song, forced to take one if someone says yes.
I wasn't aware. And
Such is the nature of the world song.
That just makes the choice of a lament all that more bittersweet. I'm sorry. I wish I'd have.
He stands up. He turns to the crowd, dusts himself off slightly. I would like to thank you all for joining us here tonight. I'm also announcing my retirement. Thank you all for being here for my last show. He takes his hat off. The crowd just claps. And to our new Bard in Black, wish him the best of luck. He'll need it. Mr. Bard packs away their violin, closes up the latches, and walks out of the tavern. The chairs and the people parting their way to let them go through. That's where we're going to take a quick break, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being with us for that break. We are back with our brand new Bard in Black. We're back in black.
I was going to do it if you did.
One of us was going to. So, as the Bard in Black exits, you see as the people now expectantly look at you, Tristan.
I stand there ready and say, well, although it's probably not what everyone expected, the Bard in Black is supposed to perform tonight. And perform he will. But first, I have to ask, are there any challenges?
And the bar is silent.
I'll take that as a no. And then I just start to slowly play something quite relaxed. Like, obviously the emotions currently are still probably set to a more blue of hues. So I'll play something to help pick us up from where we are and then just slowly bring us into a more calmer sea.
Okay, make a performance check for me.
23.
Okay. So you expertly weave the crowd from this place of sadness back into the place of calm serenity that the evening revelers were more expecting.
And from there, I'd like to try and sort of coax the other musicians to sort of join in, you know, make it a bit more of a free-form thing.
Yeah. And eventually there's just this pervasive sort of big band-esque atmosphere as many of the patrons watch on as Tristan expertly conducts and performs in the evening's entertainment.
Near the end, I would like to do one thing though.
Okay.
If there's someone in the bar that looks particularly drunk and like they might know some like sort of sea shanty-esque songs, just sort of maybe encourage them to sing and just then play maybe like a local one and just see if I can get people in the tavern to sing.
Yeah. And I would like to make another performance check for that. Actually, make a persuasion check first.
Oh, that's even better, thank you.
We're inland, right?
You're by a lake, though.
But just something along the lines of that sort of thing anyway.
A lake shanty.
Yeah. 22.
Okay. You convince a rather drunken person to get up on there, and while the singing isn't very good, it's enough of a sort of karaoke atmosphere to get the rest of the tavern eventually all joining in. And it comes from a point where it does not seem like you're needed on stage anymore.
And I just slip away without a second thought. Get back to the table. Well, that happened.
You know, when you told us to stick around tonight for a performance, I didn't realize you were just bragging, Tristan.
I mean,
It's most of what he does, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I'm not even going to deny that one. But if I did, you'd believe me.
But it is justified. That was something else.
Can't
Yeah.
say I've ever seen a musician end another one's career though. Like boxers, yeah, sure. Like I've seen, you know, knockouts that are horrendous. Like that person's never gonna fucking walk again, let alone fight. But like musicians,
Oh, it's a cutthroat business.
damn.
Have you ever heard of these color-coded bards?
I mean, I've heard of a green one, but like very vague. I just assumed that it's to do with how they dressed in the persona. I didn't really think that there was anything else to it.
Speaking of,
Yeah, the feather. I like that feather.
it's a bit
What? Not all of my outfit is turned black,
No.
is it?
Just the mantle and the feather.
See, that purple and black, it's just it.
You
Not
can
sure.
either go full black with purple accents, but mostly purple with black accents.
See, here's the thing. I have been thinking about that myself as soon as it happened. Like, how can I? Make
No,
this work?
I can see that.
Yeah, I could see the turmoil. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll workshop it.
Can I start thaumaturgying his clothes? I know it's not technically part of thaumaturgy, but sort of sampling. But you could do that.
I mean, I think I could do that with prestidigitation.
You can do that, yeah. So,
We can work
so Namari interest in descending to Project Dalneln.
I'm going to Tim Gun this shit. Yes.
Make it work,
Yeah.
designers.
Dalneln's next top model. What would the rest of you like to do this evening?
I will be nursing one beer all night because I'm feeling delicate. And I look really pathetic and just miserable.
You have to escort yourself to the toilets 2 times throughout the night.
Can I try, as previous job experience, make some form of sort of homebrewed concoction that would maybe relieve kind of some symptoms?
Could you explain that further?
I'm thinking if there's enough hard liquor in that drink to completely numb her stomach,
Oof.
food poisoning aspect would be overtaken by the alcohol poisoning.
Are you attempting to force gun into tactical chunders?
Yes. Not
I respect
force.
that. I respect that.
I would never force.
Let's swap one poison for another.
Make an intelligence check?
The entire time, I'm acknowledging that I have pearlgrass and actively not mentioning it.
Ooh.
That's even worse. 18.
Shit,
Okay.
but I remember I have like fucking an entire field's worth of pearlgrass.
I don't know, would you?
I don't know. This is the first time, I think, the entire time that Ronan's been drinking in front of anyone either. Like, all the other times he's been drinking water with Tilly. But it's been whiskey since we got in here, but he's pretty used to whiskey. Let me check. I'll roll a wisdom. Should I?
Sure.
A 12 total.
I don't think you remember.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's been a while since you've drank anything, and trail rations of metabolism's not quite up there yet right now. So, cut to the morning. Good.
Mm.
You're not quite sure where you wake up.
I was going to ask. I wasn't going to force it down her throat.
I would have taken it. Anything to make it stop.
I'm so glad this is happening.
This is highly experimental.
I'd have just been like,
You're not quite sure where you wake up. Your rear area feels like you've just been doused in a fireball, and you can taste kebab around your mouth and carrots.
You just described 3 years of university.
I couldn't say.
Aggressive flashbacks.
You can hear the sound of shipping bells, the slight waft of waves, and you're in an alleyway. And as you fully come to now, your bottom is stuck in a wooden bucket. Think Geralt in the bath, but the bath's way too small, and you're fully clothed.
Adventuring is shit. What the
There's also a
fuck?
rubber ducky.
I'd take that with me.
It looks like you're by the docks.
How the fuck? Where the... Is there anyone around when I stumble out of the alley?
You stumble out of the alley and you find yourselves near the waterfront. here. And there's a number of people bustling around at this point. You're well into the workday at this point. As for the rest of you, you're probably just waking up at this point. Probably not left your rooms yet, as it were. You go near the waterfront here. There's people milling around. You see them. They're in all manner of the sort of things that you go onto water with. Most of the boats are out. Make a perception check for me.
Oh, Jesus.
With disadvantage.
Well,
You got a hang of it.
let me try again because that dice is gone forever under my desk. Oh, with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And that's a what? Perception?
Yeah.
5.
You don't see much. It's a bit blurry. Maybe come back later.
Fuck.
You
I
can't
just-
see through the tears.
No, it's the sleep.
It's the sleep. It's yesterday's
Glued your
makeup.
eyes- Glued your eyes shut.
I just sort of wander back towards where I think town is, like the center of town where we were staying.
Yeah.
Trying to find where we were because I don't even remember where it was or what it was called.
You roll a survival check.
Oh god. Oh, it's a natural 20, but survival's wisdom, so that's 18.
It takes you some time, but eventually you find your way back to the Sleeping King. What's everybody else doing in the interim?
I would have woke up. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't drink yesterday, so I would get up early to get the Find Familiar.
Okay.
ingredients.
I'd have wanted to get up fairly early as well.
I definitely did not.
Yeah, I would have woke
You've
up.
got that rib hangover.
I would have woke up early, like real early, as I always do when I drink, like in real life. But I would have went and tried to find ingredients to cook something for the morning for everyone who was drinking.
Okay. The inn that you're in does supply food, so
Yeah, no, I'm going to try and find something that I can actually make.
so as you step outside into the market is on, as it is on every day in Dalneln. And there's all manner of fresh produce that seems to be brought throughout the western realm of Kauram into the city of Dalneln this morning. What are you looking for exactly?
It's stuff to make a soup. I'm looking for a soup, a lot of vegetables, and also some fresh poultry to be pulled and included in it.
Okay. You look around and eventually you find what looks to be a large, you think turkey? The merchant is a little cagey on what exactly it is, but it's a large poultry bird. There's all manner of different vegetables. You find leeks, spinach, there's carrots, there's cabbage, there's potatoes, Brussels sprouts,
So that I'm
sweet
away.
turnips, all forms of vegetables. And you manage to gather them together for a reasonable price. Let's say altogether a gold.
Yeah, that's fine. And then when I'm making it, I'm going to prepare it with chiffonade of wheatgrass as well.
Okay.
And attempt to put in some pearl grass as well. So, it actually works.
Yeah. And they let you use the kitchen in the inn.
Yeah, I'll pay for it if I have to.
They seem to be fine with it. They saw that you were with the Bard in Black last night and seemed very open to letting you use all of their facilities. And just as you finish, you hear a slight stumble at the door as Gunn walks in, and you see that the hair on this side of the head is sort of come unfurled from the braid and is smeared to the side of the face. Does Gunn wear makeup?
Yeah, she'd wear like, heavy
The whole
black.
smoky
Yeah.
eye, and
Yeah.
that's all smeared everywhere. There's still drool stuck to the side of her mouth here. One eye is like not fully open yet, and she's just holding onto the door frame.
And I'm just finished, like, making everything up and it's ready to go.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll bring a bowl out from behind the bar, because I assume it's behind the bar. Gun,
Mm,
where did you disappear to last night?
I don't know.
Where were you?
I don't know. In an alley somewhere, I think near the docks. I could hear birds and stuff.
I mean, you said something crazy about trying to find that storm giant blood and just ran off.
I
You were
didn't wanna
adamant
stop.
about it.
Yeah,
That
like
sounds about right.
Yeah.
here, I've made this, and I'll push forward a bowl and get that in you.
Okay.
There'll be one coming up for everyone else.
It smells very good, and it has that slight green-blue tinge to it from the pearlgrass. But it's not like a that looks gross. That's a
Oh yeah, and I'll start eating it as if it's like if I'm a starving person that's not seen food for like a week, I just be like inhaling it and making horrible noises and just
yeah.
And only realizing afterwards how hot it really was.
yeah, but just not caring.
So as you wolf it down, you instantly feel better. You're not quite sure if it's the well-made soup or the pearlgrass or both. But by the end of it, you are awake enough to look in a mirror.
Yeah, Moradin's beard. Gee, I need to go sort this out. This is probably worse than the Knoll incident. I haven't looked this rough in a while. Excuse me. And I'll get up as if I've not been a fucking animal for the past 24 hours. Excuse myself daintily from the table.
As the dwarven barbarian goes upstairs to wash and fix their makeup, what would the rest of you like to do at this point?
We should find something to do, right?
Yeah, like I said.
You want to go to get your reagents. Would anyone else like to go with?
I'll go.
I'll come along, but I'm mostly just there to skulk around and try and eavesdrop about interesting things instead.
Okay. So you make a investigation check for me, please, Namari.
18 again.
Okay.
Plus nothing.
So you walk around Midreach Square for a bit, and fortunately you find a small stall with a it's sort of the four poster stalls that's got like there's just the area on top with a small sort of canopy over the top, and there's a small like table where stuff's laid out, and the stall owner is stood behind it, and it's the sort of stall that comes up to about their chest height, so you can just see the sort of upper torso and head, and it's a sort of tall, wiry gentleman with a sort of thin pencil mustache. He's got both of his ears pierced, and he has a bandana on his head. And as he goes, "Oh, welcome. Yes, you look like the sort of person in the realm for some reagents and other magical ologies."
You're quite a perceptive man.
Well, if you've been in the business as long as I have, you learn to see a few of these things. Yes, I am very understanding of the smart sorts of people that come around, and you, I must say, looking very smart.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
It will indeed, and that's why I am today. So, what can I get for you?
Well, I'd be interested in some charcoal, actually. Charcoal incense. And if you happen to have one of these, how do you fucking pronounce it again before I make a fool out of myself? Brazier.
Yes. Oh, you're looking for the ingredients for a fine, familiar spell. Yes, I can do all of that for you. How much would you be willing to pay? I always ask the customer because the customer is the one here that is the smart one.
That is an interesting business strategy. Well,
Oh, yes. I'm world renowned for it. Of
I
course, I've never been to the
believe
past.
I have seen them. I have seen similar ingredients in one of your colleagues stands for Around 5 gold. But naturally, I only want the best. You understand if I shop around first?
Oh, yes. Well, I'd like you to make a persuasion check.
15 plus 8. 23.
Well, with such a smart one as you, I would be willing to meet that price. 5 of your finest gold coins.
I believe that is fair. You do strike me as a much more experienced tradesman.
Oh, yes, of course.
Would there
yes.
be a discount for dear customer if I bought in bulk?
Oh, if you bought in bulk. Oh, well, now you're speaking my language. Yes, yes. I could only do it, though, in sets of 10. And that would be, I would say, let's go with 40 gold for 10. That's, of course, 20% off.
That does sound like a fair price. I would not want to put you out of work, of course. I'm not going to haggle.
No, and I tell you what, on top of that, I will wrap it for you.
Oh, that is excellent customer service. I will definitely recommend you to my friends.
Yes, it will take me a couple of hours to put it all together, of course. This is only my front end of my store. Come back around noon, and I will give you everything that you need, wrapped and all. Of course,
Thank you.
money will only exchange hands when the goods exchange hands, so no need to pay anything yet.
Naturally. May I inquire, what is the back end of your store?
Oh, it's a wagon.
Is he mostly selling reagents, or is...
Yeah, he looks like he's selling reagents and various herbs, that sort of thing.
Might even bring more customers your way, then. Is there
There
anything...
is something very special I have in today.
Oh.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that. Yes, smart people always do. He reaches under the stall and he pulls out a bottle of metallic red liquid and goes, I reckon you know what this is already.
I inspect it. Do I know what it
Potion
is?
of healing.
Potion of healing. That will come in handy in dire straits. How much would you like for that?
Let us say 40 gold, shall we?
Said, do I know the normal price is?
Normal price is 50 as in the
50.
HP. Yeah.
I believe it is a lucky day that I've met you.
Oh, well, I'm most flattered.
Take it.
He slides it across the table to you.
And I take it from him.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It brings me down to, yeah.
Brings
Have
you
a
down to
wonderful day, yeah.
6,000.
Yeah, me personally, it has the money.
I mean, I am with you.
Oh,
I'd
all right.
come along. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Tristan and Tilly are both with you.
I know, but I assume Tilly is always sort of weaseling around somewhere.
Hovering around.
No offense, but
But there's a potential that Tilly is always there.
yeah.
She's very
Tilly,
tricky.
are you currently searching for any form of rumors?
Yeah, I think I'm just lurking nearby, like eavesdropping on people.
Make a perception check for me then, please.
There's going to be a... Ooh, that's not the greatest roll that I've ever made. That's a 10.
Okay. It's unfortunate you can't make up much in the way of conversation. The only bit that you managed to catch is what appear to be two fishermen talking about how they finding it hard to fish right now, and they've had to stop fishing for the day because the lake bed's getting the lake is drying up.
Does Telly know that's a thing that lakes don't do?
Probably not, to be honest. I don't really feel like Tilly's much of a geographer. Hydrologist. I don't know what the term for that is.
That's unfortunate.
And Tilly's not that smart.
No, she's not, bless.
No, she's not. But you do hear that.
Okay.
All right. So you're just making your way back to the Sleeping King at this point? After buying your reagents?
May as well.
I'll keep an eye out on the way back as well.
All right. So you make your way back to the Sleeping King, where at this point Gun looks like Gun again, instead of looking like a trash heap.
Yeah, I knew it would help.
It did something.
If it works for half orcs, it works for dwarves, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I clearly was so blitzed that I didn't care about my stomach anymore because I went out for a walk, apparently. Then I ended up with a new friend and I pull out my rubber ducky.
Does he have a name?
Clyde.
Did you steal that somewhere?
I don't know.
The rubber ducky smells very much like how you would expect it to smell.
I just move it away from my face.
Can I elbow Tristan?
Yeah, I was already about to just that smell.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
It smells like stout now.
As all good things should.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Has
anyone found anything to do?
I had to listen around in the market, but I didn't hear much, other than some fishermen talking about they can't fish at the minute or something. Apparently the lake is disappearing.
That
They
sounds
didn't,
weird.
not disappearing, just draining.
Well, basically, either way, there's less lake than there should be.
Yeah,
Right. Well, that is worrying.
I don't think I've ever heard
Weird.
of that lake receding at any point.
I mean, I don't know much about lakes.
It's a groundwater lake. It doesn't have a tidal.
Hmm.
That's the first in 23 years of my life.
Yeah, I've never heard of the lake ever having this sort of problem before, ever. With living here before.
No.
This is weird.
Not to mention, we got the armor of those douchebags that fucking jumped us on the road, so we have to sort that out.
That is true.
Yeah.
And I personally would like to call in somewhere. It doesn't have to be with everyone. Just sort of a, hi, I'm back in town sort of thing.
You got family?
Yeah.
Nice.
we have the amulets those people on the road had as well.
We do. Oh, I need to see someone about a club. Not a party club, Tristan. So you get excited there for a second.
It took me a second. Yeah.
I just like this thing. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Just checking, because I mean, I know you got your new title and everything.
Yeah. You must only ever refer to me as whatever you want, because I know you wouldn't listen to me either way. So.
Gotcha. Whatever you want.
Oh, she finally listens.
I'll have to see the reagents merchant again around noon.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need spell components. I mean, I know that you don't.
I
So
only have one spell. It's called Punch.
It's a very efficient spell, though.
what's first on the list?
What's
wanna-
most likely to involve fighting? Do that first.
The tiny punches with a voice asks where fighting is.
Where's the fight?
We can see if there's an underground fighting club for you.
Whoever fight.
Oh my god. Let's find an underground fighting ring so we can put bets on Tilly.
They don't tend to let me in those anymore.
We'll find
Have
a
you
new
ever
one.
been here?
Were you one of the biters?
I've maybe been here.
I want this. I'll do it with you, Tilly. You won't be alone. I'll do it with you.
Yeah, but then you end up getting matched against each other, and that's either gonna forge
Entertaining
the
for
friendship
the
or
rest.
not.
I mean, I've seen Gun fight, and no thank you.
I've seen you fight, and that sounds like it would be awesome.
Do I need to talk about how you keep biting things?
I won't bite you.
Yes.
Yeah, jeez.
Kill her.
No.
Rend the flesh from her bone.
I am most definitely not wearing Galcris right now.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
We didn't hear that.
No, we didn't. But Susie's less excited about this now.
Hey, Tilly's fought off one lingering spectre. She can do it again.
I think we should probably first order of business, like, there's got to be like a bastion or like a town guard or some sort of law enforcement, right?
mm-hmm.
I'd assume as such.
This is part of the kingdom.
Yes.
Would I be aware?
Yes. The guard in town are known as the Dusk Ward, and they are commanded by the current leader of the town, which would be the March Lord. That would be March Lord Aldris Evermoon, who's been in command for 25 years at this point. Oh, sorry, 20 years at this point, my bad.
Why do we need to go to the law enforcement?
For the ambush
Yeah.
outside town.
See if they know who these guys are.
I mean, sure, but what if we just go looking for them ourselves?
Well,
Maybe
if
have
if
intel.
they're if they've been a problem for a while, they'll be able to tell us more.
Maybe they have leads. They did just vanish into thin air, didn't they? Or one.
Maybe there's a reward.
Unwanted.
Because, like, people have got to be going missing, right? Because that big guy, before he knocked me out, wanted to take me, and then he also wanted to take the other dwarf friend. And they got a weird dwarf fetish that I'm really not down for. Because if they do, if they're trying to collect dwarves, then I have a fucking problem with these guys. I mean, I already have a problem with them because one of them knocked me out. But I have even more of a problem with them if this is the case.
I just have a real problem with them in general. I fucking hate bandits. I really, really hate them. I really want to do this. I want to kill all of them.
Not even bring a few
Okay.
in? Let them get the taste of
No.
the law? Just
No.
murder?
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay, Ronan, you seem very on the fence about this. We'd like a definitive answer, please.
It's a hard one, Tristan. I can't really decide.
Okay. Well, for now, we'll lean with, okay, you might potentially maybe want to go after them.
Look, if we go to the law enforcement and they have any sort of leads, then we can follow up on those. And maybe get a nice cherry reward for doing the job of the police people. As
Okay.
well as bringing some holy judgment upon them. Or unholy.
Did we
Naturally.
collect their armor for proof?
Yes.
or- Yeah.
We have the amulets and we have that guy's shiny, shiny armor. Should have taken a head as well.
It was unrecognizable.
I was going to say,
That's true.
That's why we didn't bring the body.
True.
Sorry about that.
It's alright, we all get carried away. I mean, you rip off someone's face, I bite out an old's throat, you know, potato, potato, it happens.
I end a bad's career.
I
Right,
start
we're all-
looking
we're all-
around to see if anyone's listening. to
Yeah,
this
because
conversation.
like, when Gun's
Weirded out
saying
by
this, Gunny's not a quiet woman.
the two people on the table next to you are shifting to the opposite side of the table away from you.
I apologetically shrug.
You just get the just wide-eyed, what's going on? Sort of look back.
It's fine. It's fine.
When I noticed that Namara is like looking at the table beside, and the table beside is like listening up. Do you want some soup? I made soup. There's some left over because I really underestimated how much people would eat.
One of them just goes, I'll give you all my money. Just leave us alone.
Yeah, nah, they're not getting my soup.
Good soup.
You see as they go out now and they just half run, half walk off. We don't want to seem panicked, but we're panicked run.
I pat Ronan on the shoulder. It's not your soup, I promise. Your
Oh, I
soup's
know.
amazing.
I know. Don't worry, I know.
This town's weird.
Yeah.
So, where are you going?
Let's go see the gods.
Yeah, let's go to the Dusk ones.
So the Dusk Ward is less of a town guard and more of the local army. But they are. Are you going to? Are you going to the keep?
Yeah, unless they have like a community outreach center. Well, I don't know if it's like they have smaller like little outposts in the town, like small police stations, or if it's just like they're in a big fortified keep thing.
No, Dalneln, as Namari and Tristan have both explained to you, Dalneln is under martial law, and Dalneln has been under martial law for a long time. So the local police are the army, and they all operate out of the keep.
Well, then we would go there.
Sounds not like the sound of Dalneln.
Nope.
So you're making your way.
Before we go, Namari, are you absolutely sure that you do not have a price on your head? If we go to the keep, is there going to be a poster with your face on it?
Oh God, no. The town guards, I've never had a problem with them.
So you have no outstanding warrants?
Not that I know.
Not paid a speeding ticket, gone too fast on your cart, been drunk in
No.
public.
No. I mean, yeah, about a few times, but it's fine. Fine.
All right.
Tell me when you
Okay.
see grinning people. That's when I'm diving
Okay.
into the fucking shadows.
Okay.
It's fine,
All right.
I think. I hope. I don't know. Let's go.
Okay.
He's doing that on purpose.
So you're making your way to Moonwatcher's Perch. Okay. So as you walk your way through the streets of Dalneln, it's an average day. The people are out in force doing the various different jobs. And in the distance, you see the keep as it stands atop the manufactured hill, which looks out over the lake. As you get to the edge of the keep, where the outer wall of the keep is, which joins up to the wall of the city, there's the large wooden barred gates that stand between you and the interior of the keep. At this point, you can't see the keep itself because of how tall these walls are. Atop them, you can see there are a number of Duskwood are marching between the various different towers here. And at the front, there is an entire cohort, 12 in total, of Duskward that are currently practicing drills at the front entrance of the gate. And as you get close, one of them spies over, stops, puts a hand up, and the entire drill stops, comes to a halt, spears up into the air, slammed into the ground, shield in front of them. And the lead one sort of goes, at ease, and the shields go to the side. The spears are locked into place on the shoulder. And as they walk over to you, they go, what business does someone as heavily armored as you have at Moonwatcher's Perch?
I sort of hold my hands up and say, no aggression. We entered town yesterday, a bit worse for wear, due to a ambush. We fended them off, and we just thought to report it and to pass on what we found. And it seems they may have been a more prevalent threat than just regular bandits.
Any iconography?
Amulets.
Show me one.
You took 2, right?
I think so, yeah. We definitely got one.
Yeah.
There were two,
Yeah.
because we got one off of
Okay.
the night guy and one of the casters, didn't we?
I took
Yeah.
the second one after someone else took the first. So
So you hand one out to him?
Yeah.
Okay. As he holds it in his hand. This matter is currently being investigated by the Arcana Casetum. Please report to the Magus Commissaria as soon as possible. Sorry, the Magus Commorancy. It's the
Okay.
white walled building, 2 streets down.
Thank you for your time.
Lock shield. Stay safe. Don't cause any trouble.
We never do.
safety.
I just give all these guards the shittiest side eye as we leave.
Okay, so just for sake of notes, what was that he said?
That would be the Arcana Casetum. I will send you the spelling after because
Yeah.
it's confusing. And that would be the Magus Commorancy. Commorancy's a temporary housing.
Cool. Well, I guess it's after there then.
It's a bit rude. We could have had, I don't know, major information. We could have been, you're the Bard in Black! So our reputation is the reception is that.
I know, but it's fine. I'm new. No, I mean, he said that they were the ones investigating it. So even if
Yeah.
we did manage to talk to them, they'd not be able to tell us anything. So
True.
Okay.
Hey, we have a little bit of direction now.
Hey.
So you make your way towards the Commorancy.
yes.
Okay. So as you get close, you see that the white stone building of the Arcana Casetum sits out of place here within Dalneln. Its curved corners and flat inset roof a stark contrast to the average housing around it. A wide set of brass doors frame the front entrance, the diagonal braces on them reinforcing the strange nature of the building. The doors are currently closed, but there are seemingly no guards out front.
Well, let's knock on that door.
Yeah, I suppose so.
suppose.
I do it.
As you knock on the door, there's that heavy metallic rasping. And the door soon opens, and you see, stood there, is a tall and composed figure with dark brown skin and long, dreadlocked white hair tied back into a ponytail. A tattoo of 3 red dots sits horizontally under each of his eyes, and a horizontal stripe runs across the nose and cheeks and crosses over into behind the ears. Both ears are pierced, with a metal covering over the right ear, and form-fitting robes of mid-blue covered in a hatch pattern are held together by a deep blue sash that hangs down to the right. And as you look up at him, he smiles. Ah, you visitors. Come inside. I trust you have information, judging by the weaponry and the serious looks on your faces.
Someone's good at their job.
I never have a serious look on my face.
No, but the feather atop your head is rather serious.
Oh, well, I might have some questions for you then.
I do not have answers for that, I'm afraid.
Well, I might ask him anyway, just for fun.
Please, come inside. Come inside.
Okay.
And as he leads you in, you see the inside is lit by the soft white glow of drift globes, similar to you've seen with Tilly before, that hover above small stone sconces in the walls. Tall bookcases and long shelves of deep brown aging wood hold old tomes and all manner of strange magical trinkets that float, glow, spin, or pulse. And a fire pit in the center of the room heats a flat stone, atop which a number of small cups sit. As he walks in, he goes, would you care for tea?
Oh, why not?
Sure.
And you see as he takes a pair of tongs and lifts the hot cups off the top of the stone. Give them a moment, they're a bit warm. So, I am Magus Tilmerian Machra. I trust you're not here for visitations. What brings you to the Commorancy?
An exchange of information, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. We entered the city yesterday, but encountered some trouble, and heard that you were investigating that particular trouble.
Show him the amulet again.
Yes, I do know of this. They're known as the Dusk Grave. They're a cult that's been popping up in town and surrounding areas for about a month now. We don't know what their motives are, not as yet. We do know that their leader is believed to be a man who goes by the name of Akia. Not their given name, it is a name they appear to have taken. Originally a Dalneln native, they left some time ago, returned a few months back. We learned that previously they were called Joseph Tillman. Now going by Akia, they seem to have come back with some ill intent. Beyond that, we don't know much. However, a small band of them appears to be holed up in a small barrow, an old barrow, to the north of town. We've tried to send people out there, but they can't get close. The strength of arms is not there, and there's so much going on in the city right now, so much research myself, we can't really spare the resources. So if you were to go out there and see what was going on, it would be most helpful. You've had prior experience with it as well.
Yeah, we can do that.
All
The
right.
name he's given does not ring a bell for either Tristan or myself.
No. Good. Well, wonderful. If you have any questions, now would be the time to ask them.
What sort of reward would we be looking at? You know, from the city, obviously.
You would have to talk to the watch captain at the time about that, though I'm sure they'd be willing to reimburse you to some amount for your time. However, I believe the true reward will be found within that barrow.
They have been stealing goods as well.
No, we know that they have at least one magical item along their number.
Oh, finders keepers.
I should warn you, they've been stealing people, kidnapping.
Everyone or particular?
No specifics. There's no targeted species or age range or gender or such. Just people in general. We've had 7 kidnappings to date.
7.
7.
From the road or from the town?
From the road, travelers coming into town. No one's been taken from the town yet. Unfortunately, we just don't have the spare resources to deal with it. And though this sounds heartless to say, the Dusk Squad's point of view is that 7 people out of 22,000 is an acceptable number to put this on the back burner for now, especially considering we're still cleaning up from the war 25 years ago.
Well,
And
that's
how far away
7.
did you say?
Oh, go on.
How far away did you say this barrow is?
Around half day's walk, I'd say.
Sounds like we could deal with it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And these kidnappings and attacks, have they been happening like more and more? Or is it just like sporadic? Is there a pattern to this?
We haven't observed the pattern. They've not been happening. It's not like they take one and leave the rest. They seem to take entire parties. The number doesn't seem to be a certain amount. It seems that they're just taking anyone that they can.
Yeah, I know.
Fortunately, the part of the road that they've been operating on has not seen much travel recently.
Has there been any information that would lead us to know which of the people they are, which of the people are kidnapped victims, which would be actual members of this cult? Is there the last cult we even dealt with, there was, you know, the cut flesh, the turning into gnolls and stuff?
From what we know, the spellcasters among them, and they do have an unfortunate number of spellcasters, seem to wield these strange blue gems. I've not had a chance to get a look at one yet, so I'm not sure what they are, but they seem to give some degree of spellcasting.
Did we pick one up?
We have one.
I think
I'm
we
pretty
do.
sure. Because we knocked one spellcaster and took the like jagged tear style crystal, didn't we? Yeah, so if we have one, then I'll try if I can find it and present it.
Oh, right. Yes, this is exactly what they are. Good, good. Yes, this will take me some time to investigate. I don't know whether it would give you any information for helping on you scouting out the barrow or not, but if you're willing to wait, I could perhaps have the information to you by tomorrow.
Yeah, we can
Sounds
hold
alright.
off. Yeah.
It might help you in dealing with them. But aside from that, all we know about them is that they quite proudly wear their iconography.
What does it mean? Is there any speculation as to what the symbolism is about? Any affiliation with a god?
We haven't figured anything out yet. Cryptology is not my strong point, so I have not been able to find any correlation to any form of figure, deific or otherwise. None of the major demon lords or devil lords have come to mind, but who knows what it could be out there. I have a feeling we'll find more in that barrow.
Well, I'll certainly share the information with you. If we can.
As I said, this is a scouting mission. The best thing to do would be to get in and get out. We don't know how many of their number are in there. It could be more than even your capable selves could deal with. I would rather you have less information and alive than dead and no information.
That would be the smart move. I look at... No, I don't look at anyone.
Very conspicuously not looking at anyone.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you wish to ask?
We've heard rumors in the town about the lake causing trouble.
Yes, yeah, that's my principal research right now. The lake is drying up.
Why?
That's what I'm trying to find out. I came here at the request of the March Lord. Aldris and I used to adventure together in our youth. But I haven't been able to find anything yet. It's a groundwater lake. It should not dry up.
Maybe there's a hole and it's draining through that.
Well, that's the entire thing. A groundwater lake has holes naturally, and that's what the water comes from. It can't dry up due to the very nature of the way the ground works. So the fact that this is drying up is quite perplexing, because it means that there's been a fundamental change in the geology of the region, which could be dangerous. And it's not something which happens naturally so quickly. These things take a large time.
I'm sure you have magical means of exploring the lake.
Yes, that's the thing. Exploration of the lake does not reveal anything apart from lowering water.
Well, doesn't seem like much we can do about it.
But I have a feeling we probably will end up doing something, or at least trying.
You're clairvoyant now.
My name's Tristan. Not Claire.
Sorry, that was too many syllables.
No, it's just me being a dick.
I see, I was about to give you the benefit of doubt.
No.
You are a funny man.
Thank
Don't
you.
encourage him.
Don't give too much credit.
But I must ask of you any more questions. I don't mean to kick you out, but I have a lot to get on with right now.
Of course. We shall. Which time tomorrow is convenient for you?
Just in the morning. I should be fine by the morning. Sorry for making you wait, but I feel like the information could be invaluable.
Thank you. That is appreciated. I finished the tea. And ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're done.
All right. So, as you make your way back outside, the doors close behind you. Where would you like to go now?
Is it noon yet?
Close to.
Yeah, I'll make my way to the merchant.
I'll go wandering, see if I can find someone who would be able to help me make a thing.
Are you just going to wander aimlessly, or are you going to ask someone?
You do have 2 people that have lived here.
Yeah, but why would I ever consult Tristan about anything? And Namari's busy. She's got her own thing going on.
No, I will tell Tristan. He looks like a pirate. He would like it. But merchant.
I was with you with that.
Banana. Oh, I keep forgetting. Sorry, never mind.
I was confused there for a second.
Yeah, you didn't say anything. I'm not used to being quiet.
Well, I didn't need to say anything. You were handling it. Like, there was literally nothing I needed to do.
I would say thank you, but that was patronizing as fuck.
It was, and it wasn't meant to be. I was thinking more along the lines of, someone's going to buy something, I want to try and haggle because I have the money. But like, literally, you got the discount straight away, so I was like, I'll just watch.
I take it as the compliment it was intended to be, I think.
The compliment it
learnt
should
my
have
lesson.
been.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So,
I want to go find a church or something where I can dunk Galcrishy in holy water for a little while, maybe. Just in case.
you feel the strange urge to not do that.
How strongly do I feel about it?
Strong enough to know better.
Dang.
Silly though.
I just imagine Tilly got someone going to like someone holy going, help me!
Tilly's walking forward and the arms dragging you back.
It's like embarrassing bodies. Like, what do you think about this?
I don't just wear it casually.
It finds its way onto your arm surprisingly often when it shouldn't be. So, you're making your way back to the reagents thing. Gun, are you just wandering aimlessly?
I'd ask Namari where like I could find the smiths in the trade district. If there is one.
That's just in...
There is... You would probably direct... Actually, no, you won't have had any knowledge of magic item shops up until now.
No magic, yeah. The regular blacksmiths.
There's nothing metal to do with this, unfortunately. This would probably be the realm of an enchanter. You could direct it to a blacksmith regardless.
Yeah, that's what I was
I mean,
about to do.
I'd
I
find
don't
my
mind.
way eventually. As long as I'm in the kind of right postcode, I'd get there. Even if I stood in the middle of a town square holding it going, who can help me with this?
I'll go along with Gun so that she doesn't stand in a town square screaming, help me with this.
Okay, so Namari directs you to a local blacksmith, which is in the path of Moraldin. So, Namari, you go and collect your reagents. Tilly, you resist the urge to go to a church. Tristan, what are you doing?
Feeling like some baked goods would be nice. And I
You
would
go
like
to the
visit
market.
Yeah.
Okay, so as Gun and Ronan make their way to the blacksmith, you see it's a fairly average-looking fairly average-looking blacksmith, hammering away on what appears to be a pitchfork as you get close.
Is this what you were looking for?
I don't know.
I mean, if it's not, they probably know.
Yeah,
where to
right.
point you. Yeah, it would make sense.
If they're worth the salt, they'll know where to send me, right? Excuse me, there, fine sir.
Yep. What can I do for you?
I'm looking to make a weapon.
I can do that. Yep. What kind of weapon?
A club.
Spears,
Hammer.
clubs, hammer. Yep.
Warhammer, something big, meaty, you know, smash head like it's a melon.
Yep. I can do that. Yep.
Can ya?
Yep. What do you want it made out of? Steel, iron, stone?
And I pull out the club.
What in God's name is that?
Oh, the accents come back. I don't entirely know what it is or what it came from, but I know it's heavy. I know it hits like a fucking giant.
Yep.
It hurts.
Yep.
And I want to transfer that hurt to other people. And mostly monsters, but people, you know, if they're getting...
I can't do that. Yep.
Didn't think so. Nice
Nope.
pitchfork, though.
Yep.
Do you know where?
Yep. Down by next to Endel Groves. Lake Skimmers Trove.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yep. See you later.
Enthralling conversation. Just
What can I say? It's not just Tristan with the gift of the gab. And I walk past to go down to where I was directed.
Okay. So,
God.
as you get close, you see there's a small one-story red stone brick building. It's jammed between two much larger buildings, and there's small banners on the front of blue with golden arcane symbols on them. And then there is a hanging from the roof. There is a sign which actually moves. The picture on the sign moves, and you see it's a strange creature that appears to be peering from inside a lake, and it blinks as it stares cautiously towards you.
Hey, Ronan.
yeah.
Is that supposed to do that?
Nope. Nope. Signs don't do that.
I kind of like move side to side. Does it follow? Like its eye?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are we going?
I thought you wanted like a weapon. What is it? Why are we here?
I don't know.
You see as the fear on the sign splashes into the lake, you see the ripples come out.
Oh well, just you're a quick draw, right? Just in case.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Right, cool. And then we'll go in.
Okay. So as you go inside, the interior here is a myriad of shelves. Each of them has different reagents on. In the center of the room, currently surrounded by a wrought iron fence, is a large rune surrounded by a circle of smaller runes. Behind that is a counter. And behind that, even further still, is a long gauze curtain. You know the sorts I mean, like the very thin fabric curtain that's see-through. And as you come in, you hear a little bell goes ting, 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 ting. And a few moments pass before you hear the sound of flip-flops. As stepping from behind the curtain, pushing it aside, is a very rather thick-set half-elf with a heavy blonde beard and long blonde hair that's braided in various small braids, and there's like colored beads at the end of each of the braids. And as he comes out, he goes, "Oh, hello, welcome. My name is Tomlin Johan. Welcome to the Lake Skimmers Trove. What can I do for you today?"
Ronan's brain shuts down the same way Stevie's brain has shut down.
Why are you doing this to us?
I mean, the list of nations who is insulting with a sentence is growing continuously.
I will. I'll approach the counter, skirting any like runes and stuff on the floor. God, I actually cried a little bit.
I actually died a little bit.
I'll say, hey, I was sent your way by a blacksmith who couldn't help me, but he said you might be able to.
Oh, yes, I can. What is it you want?
I'm looking to make a weapon out of this club thing from a monster I killed.
Oh, yes, I can do that. Yes.
Cool.
What is it?
And I'll just like thunk it onto the desk.
Oh, that's very scary looking. It's going to make a very good club.
Or like, you know, like a hammer or like a mace, or
yes.
just something heavy that I
Yes,
can
yes.
bludgeon
Yes.
people with, you know?
Oh, I can certainly do that, yes.
Yeah, so. But I want to work on it too. Like, I know you got all your magic-y stuff, but I'm a smith, and I need to work on my own weapons.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure you'll understand.
Yes, yes. Yes.
Cool. So if we can do like a collab.
Oh, yes. Yes, I
Yeah.
can do that very much so, yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
I can handle the enchanting and you can handle the looks.
Nice.
Yes, yes. So, how much are you willing to pay? Because I have a figure, but I want to know how much you think as well.
I would like to know your figure.
Oh, well, 2,000 gold, you see.
All right. That's an amount, and I'll just give me a moment to confer with my associate.
Of course, the number would change depending on what enchantment you want in it. This is just for a simple, minor magical enchantment to make it hit harder.
So, like, just so I've got my figures, so I can calculate this. What other sort of enchantments are we talking?
I could make it set alight, freeze enemies, scare away undead, shine bright like a diamond.
No.
It all depends on what you want, really. I take any request.
All right. One moment, please, and I'll turn around to Ronan and be like, "This guy. Did you hear how much you wanted to charge me for that?"
Yeah. Is it worth it? Is it? I don't know. Like, I wish Tristan was here, to be honest. Like, he knows like the value of things, and probably talk it down a little bit. I like trees, and I like shooting creatures. I have no idea. That seems like an absurd amount of gold.
I mean, it is like a one-off piece, though, and I know like my clan have done better for more, and have done similar for less. So it's a tough one, but it's not unreasonable, especially if there's magic involved. We can bar him down a bit, though, I think. Especially since
Well,
I'm half working on it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it something that you desperately want?
I mean, first of all, it's not going to be an axe, so it's not going to die as soon as I have it. I'm going to have this for a while.
Yeah, you've had really not great luck.
No, and I reckon the only reason why I've still got this sword is because it's not an axe.
I think we should buy an axe just to check, see how long it lasts.
I don't know if I can take that pain again, though. That's the thing. I keep getting axes, they keep coming into my life, and then they just go again, and I don't know if I can take much more of it.
I'll get you a really shit one with Elvish inscriptions.
I will throw that away, though.
Oh, well, fucking hell. I'll curse in like Elvish. I'm just like, oh, fuck's sake. This fucking...
Oh, please don't curse in my shop like that.
I'll speak to him. I wish I was just sorry. It's just her attitude. Just
Oh, I understand. It's all right. The clan crafters of the dwarves are right to charge more for their stuff. I'm but a humble enchanter.
okay. Then if there's such a thing as a portion of gold that we have, you can have my portion of gold to put towards it, but you have to barter it down.
Mm.
Don't pay $2,000 for something. I imagine, like in my mind, you could buy the city for $2,000. I don't know, really.
You're like Bill Gates being like, yeah, pop that to $22, right?
Yeah, it's.
All right, good talk. And I'll turn back around to the guy and go, okay, so I like where you're coming from. And I would like to work with you. I feel like we could make an exquisite weapon. But I would like a bit of a lower price. Seeing
Oh,
as
I'm
it's a
afraid-
collaboration.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Fuck. But I'm not that persuasive. Oh, Jesus. Come back, guys. 10.
No, I'm afraid I can't do that. The price stands. I'm already giving you a smaller rate because you're helping me make it. Magic items are that expensive, you know. I don't suppose you come across selling one before. Generally, you adventurers keep a hold of them for good reason, you know.
I
Just in
wouldn't-
the off chance, how much is this crossbow valued at?
Oh, may I take that for a moment?
Absolutely.
You see he drifts his hand across it. There's that faint blue glow under his hand. Oh. Okay. Right. If I were to buy this from you, which I'm not, but someone probably will. That's about 4,500 gold you've got right there in that piece of wood.
What?
Dwarven,
a-
eh?
It's a powerful enchant on this. Minor magical enchant with extras added on. In addition, making a weapon function like this can only happen through magic. This is
Oh,
a
my.
very rare piece. Magic items are expensive, you know.
Well, I
That's
know
why you don't
now.
see every Tom, Dick, and Harry running around with one.
Maybe where you're from. Alright. $2,000.
So you just want the basic enchants. Or shall
I
we?
haven't said there's a deal yet.
Shall I put that number on the table, and then you can go away and come back later and tell me exactly what it is you want?
Go on then.
All right. Sounds good to me. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, miss. You seem quite friendly.
Put my hand out to shake.
It's this sort of very meaty, covered in like surfer wax style hand. It smells slightly of the sea, even though you're quite a distance from it.
Yeah, likewise. I use it as hair gel. Put my braid back in place.
That's gross.
You're gross.
Yeah.
Well,
Right. I'll
take
see you
this
later. Please do. It's been
Make
good
sure
to meet you.
take back the crossbow before we go.
Sorry, I don't think I got your names.
Ronan.
Gun.
Nice to meet you, Ronan. Nice to meet you again. Hope you have a pleasant day.
See you around?
Hey, it's been good to see you too.
I'll leave.
Yeah, same. Once we're outside, I'm like, what the fuck? It's like worth 4,500 gold. I should been carrying it around shooting things with it. Should be putting it in like a museum or something.
Belongs in a museum. I
It's
mean,
worth 4,500 gold.
it's a nice bit of dwarven kit. Do you right? Won't break.
To be fair, yeah, it did take it from like a really important place in that keep.
It is technically the profits of tomb raiding, so it is morally grey, but you know.
If I sell it, it'll be morally gold, though. Morally a lot of gold.
So, is there anything else you'd like to do?
As we walk back to the tavern, I'm gonna go past the stall that sold me the manky poutine, and I'm gonna loudly talk about the explosive diarrhea and vomiting that I experienced after I'd eaten their food.
Okay.
Loudly, and to anyone who will listen.
As someone who like is proficient with cook's utensils, grew up cooking things, like it's really offensive at how bad. Like she's first of all the way she's describing the food, but then like I'll smell, I'll be like, oh Jesus, you ate that? Oh.
And I'll be doing like puke sound effects the lot. I will be so disgusting.
Like Sweeney
Okay.
Todd.
I spent 100 gold on a bunch of random rings.
Okay. Good to know.
Not
Yeah.
Till he
So
comes back.
you are like, you know, you got like bam bam on your knuckles now.
I look great.
Comes back like Mr. T with chains.
All right.
The attitude works.
I'd love to think that one of the bees is the wrong way around, though.
Before we move on to what Tristan is doing, I got to be right back. 1 second.
We'll take a quick break.
We'll take a very quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that quick break, but we are back once again. So, Tristan, you are on your own. You're going to the baker's.
I am going to the baker's.
You're going to a particular baker's.
I am indeed.
You're going to the Whole Hand Bakery, which, quite proudly on your point, is not in Valen's Corner. It's on the northern side of town. As you get close, you see that the bakery that you've come past so many times at this point still smells the same as it always did. Fresh loaves and the occasional sweet scent of a tart. It's a small building, 1 story tall, but it's better than you expected of anyone to get.
What time of day is it?
Right now, you're probably looking at about 12:30 at this point.
Okay, so like good dinner time.
Like noon.
Yeah.
Like lunch, dinner, whatever you want to call it.
I won't actually walk in straight away. I'll just sort of press my face up against the window and just like really sort of just stare right in.
Okay. You see inside is a short halfling woman with shoulder-length bob of sort of a ruddy brown color, who's a little plumper than you last saw her. She's currently pulling out some bread from an oven. She's the only one in the front of the shop right now, and she turns and eventually notices you, and you get the...
I breathe on the glass and just write hi. And then I walk in.
What do you think you're doing back here so soon?
Oh, well, I mean, I smelt the freshly baked goods and I floated along and followed the smell.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Of course I did.
You always
I
were a
would
shit
never
liar.
lie. No, I don't even lie. Like, I tell the truth. Every word out of my mouth is the gospel truth.
It's good to see you again, Tristan. She opens up the door, the counter door, and just gives you a big hug.
I give her a massive hug back. I pick her up as well.
What are you doing back in town then? You said you were off adventuring.
Yeah, but I realised the direction I went, there's like not a right lot going on.
I could have told you that.
I mean, I did a fair amount on the way.
That's good.
I could tell you, but yeah.
That's good. I've got some bad news for you, though.
Go on.
Auntie Betty, she passed away while you were gone. Quite peacefully. Suppose we all knew it was coming, but
yeah. That was a worry. I did know that was a potential outcome.
We got enough money together to get her a good grave and a stone, but we were sort of holding out for you before we carved it. You always were the best with words, so we thought we'd ask you to put something on the stone.
It would be my pleasure. An honor, really.
Oh, I'm glad. Come into the back. Come into the back. Come sit down. Have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And
on the way past, I do swipe a tart.
Sure. Hey, whatever. You sit down. You see, it's the same as before, but there is a bouquet of flowers on the kitchen table back here. Morning dawn. The bright white flowers associated with people who are bereaving. So, it's been a tough week.
I can imagine. I'm sorry I wasn't here.
It's all right. It's all right. She was happy that you'd gone out and made something for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think of the best way to tell the stories of my journey without including the bits that would make her worry.
She'd worry regardless, you know that.
She would, she really would.
But she'd still be happy for you, regardless
Oh,
of
yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
Yes. She actually left something for you in the will. Turns out, Grandpa left something for you as well.
Oh, really? That was a while ago, though.
It was. Turns out that it was in her will, not his.
I mean, he was one to forget. I mean, he never forgot anything. He just never wrote anything down.
Yeah.
Which is an issue when he's not around to tell you it.
Well, you know, and he'd always have a go at you when you didn't remember, even though he'd never actually told you it.
Exactly. But, you know, that's just him.
That was just Grandpa. Yes, right. Look, I'll be back in a moment. I'll go get them for you. And she leaves you on your own for a moment as she steps out.
I sort of just wander the room while she's away.
It's the same as when you were last here. You see the same scuffs on the counters. You see the same, cups hung up on the wall. And she comes back and she's got a small parcel. So, here you go.
I take it. Is it wrapped up?
It is wrapped up, yeah.
I'll unwrap it.
So as you take the paper off and the string, inside there is a scarf, a beautiful purple, the same purple you're so fond of wearing. It's lined in a golden trim, Auntie's golden boy. And it's made of a beautiful, soft fabric that you've not seen before. It looks almost silken. And wrapped within it, there is a pipe. And a small box that smells very fragrant and exactly like Grandpa.
Yeah, I was wondering where that got to.
Are you going to stink as bad as he did now?
I think you'll find that smells delicious.
I never was a fan of pipeweed.
What do you know about things that smell delicious? You're only a baker.
Okay.
Come on. You know when I'm joking.
I know. It's just been a hard week.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I take the scarf, wrap it around straight away, and I pocket the pipe out of the inside pocket.
She said it was special as that scarf. You should take it to an enchanter, is what she said.
Oh. I mean, it does look really nice.
It is.
Not just the colour, but yeah.
Tell me, have you heard from Finch recently?
I was going to ask you.
Unfortunately, I have. I just didn't know if you'd heard the news.
What's the little bird done now?
He's running Bergen's.
As in, like, actually in charge?
It's gotten worse.
Right. How long's that been going on for?
Probably a couple of days after you left.
Right.
He's fallen far. But anyway, I'm sure you can handle that. Let's go see Auntie.
Yeah, let's do that.
And she leads you out of the house, and you see she locks up the bakery after she puts out the fire and whatnot. And she leads you down to the cemetery, which is on the edge of the Endel Groves. I thought one of your people would end up on the outskirts of the Nobles District. But Fia leads you to a small grave. Has this lovely stone headstone, which is currently blank apart from the name Auntie Betty. Actually says Auntie Betty. There's some small flowers laid out front. And Fia just takes your hand as you get close. Just leans into you.
Well, I hope she taught you a coffee cake recipe before she went.
It's written down in triplicate.
Oh, good. Can't let that one go.
No.
No.
So, what do you want to put on it?
Now that's a question. If sugar were any sweeter, its name would be Betty.
He goes, okay. I'll get the carvers to come do that.
Yeah. And I sort of just put my hand on whatever sort of headstone or anything is already there,
Yeah.
and prestidigitate just the words like Elven. I think you can do a symbol or something.
You
I'll
can
just do something along the lines of just undying love.
Yeah.
Or along those lines, anyway.
Yeah, you can.
It won't stay there for long, but it's nice that it's there.
Yeah. You see, as it shines there for a moment, Fia pulls you a little closer. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. And well, I've done quite well since I left. And well, now that you're the only one in the bakery, maybe I'm thinking maybe leaving you a little bit of something to help. Maybe hire a couple of hands.
You know you don't need to.
I know, but I want to help. And I'm thinking if Finch is running Bergen's, then maybe we can save whoever's there.
Maybe. Anyway, I best get back going to the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hug her again. And I'd like to try and sleight of hand put my purse on her person.
Okay. How much money is in your purse?
100
Okay.
of my own money.
Okay.
So
Make that sleight of hand roll.
sleight of hand. +6. 19.
Okay. She doesn't seem to notice.
Good.
Make sure you come by before you go. Stock you
Oh,
up
will
on
do. I will do. I mean, I've got a few friends that would probably find it very strange meeting, because they'll find out a little bit more about me. They don't know anything about me really, but they're a good bunch. Maybe it'd be nice.
Glad you found some good people.
Well, good might be a stretch, but people nonetheless.
Well, I'm glad you found some people.
Yeah. Can't replace you though.
We'll see how that goes in the future.
We will. Just give her another hug.
Yeah. She pats you on the side and turns and begins to walk back towards the bakery.
I start heading towards the tavern.
Okay.
Just assuming that people end up just gathering there.
Yeah. And as you walk back, exiting the cemetery, you smell coffee cake. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
All these feels. Oh, emotions.
So, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Congratulations to our new Bard in Black.
Mm.
But you didn't
Whatever
see
that actually means.
We'll talk about that before next session.
Yeah.
So, if you enjoyed this, please do let us know. Please give us a follow right here on Twitch, or if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Well, if this is your first time, if you enjoyed this, you can catch up, see more of my terrible accents on Susie's YouTube channel. The link will be in chat right now. You can also catch up on any of Susie's other D&D shows on there, including Bike Club and any of the one-shots we've done. If you did like this, like I said, please do let us know on our Twitter accounts. You can see us them down below each of our names here. It really does appreciate. We really do appreciate it when you give us feedback. My tongue's a bit tired right now. And if you enjoyed it, do let us know as well. You can follow Susie on here. As I said, she does role-playing, she does art, she does video games, she streams every weekday apart from Thursdays. And Fridays right now are Egyptology with Susie and Assassin's Creed, which is really fun. Even when Susie doesn't prepare, she has stuff to say about what's currently going on, which is great. Because she knows that much about Egypt. It's kind of scary at times.
No, here's the thing. I just get ranty about things. So if you enjoy seeing people ranting, going, they didn't talk enough about Osiris's dick, then Friday streams are where you should be.
Did I miss last week?
Osiris's dick. Yeah.
He had a golden one, y'all.
In addition to that, speaking of other streamers, we have our boy Young Jinxie over here, Stevie, who's currently streaming quite a lot of WoW. Go there for some fantastic Mythic Plus, including some very great Demon Hunter tanking.
Well.
Tanking's great. Don't sell yourself short. One day you will actually get the legendaries you need. You can also buy our good Rogue, our new blinged out Rogues game, Ahead in Time, which is available on all major platforms apart from Switch right now.
Yep, we pushed our first update recently for the modding support, which is official now.
Oh, fantastic. Official modding support. So it's always good to have that in a game. And Ahead in Time is a great game for modding, especially if you like things like speedrunning. It's got quite a big speedrunning community, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for an indie game.
Yeah, especially for an indie game. As well as that, D&D in the Edinburgh Vaults is happening on the 13th of April.
Yes, but that is actually sold out already.
That is sold out.
Yeah. So we're getting more dates.
There will be more dates.
Yeah.
And they will be announced soon.
Yeah, hopefully next week.
So
Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, it will go live on the website. It will be pretty much every last Friday of the month until September.
Fantastic. Make sure to keep an eye on Lydia's Twitter for that. You don't have a Twitch. And on this Twitch, where Lydia will probably talk about it as well. You can get a sneak peek of exactly the sorts of thing that will happen in those games right here in 2 weeks as a replacement for Kureon. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, there may be an additional one-shot next week, depending on if our fair bard is there or not. We will let you know in advance. Keep an eye on our Twitter feeds, as usual, to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, unless there's anything else you'd like to say, no?
Just a really vague hint. I might have something to plug later.
Ooh.
Vagueness.
Good to know. But for now, thank you all for joining us for this, Our Adventurer's Tale. And we'll see you guys next week.